Welcome again to another amazing episode in LinkShadow Talks. Today we're speaking with another amazing guest, but this time he's a new joiner in LinkShadow. Ross, welcome to LinkShadow family, and it's a glad having you here, part of our team. I would leave it to you, Ross, to tell us more about what is your role and responsibilities here in LinkShadow.
Thank you, Ahmed. Ross Brewer. I'm the Chief Sales Officer for the UK, Ireland, and Europe and the Asia-Pacific regions. And my role is to build on the success and the growth that you've had in those regions, build out the teams, build out the partners, and really I'm excited to be here, and thank you for having me on the podcast.
Thank you, Ross, and I'm sure you will do a great job in your new role now. Now, knowing your role, I wanted to check with you and ask you about what are the challenges you see from your perspective when it comes to Europe as a region, UK as a region, or Asia Pacific as a region. Like, I would like to hear that from you.
Well, I think the problems and challenges that the customers face in our region, I think they're pretty general across the world. And I think it really, if you look at what's happened over the last year, 5 years, in terms of organizations, we thought that we were going to move to the cloud. We were going to have this single vendor, and they were going to manage all of our security, and it was going to be a panacea, and it would be cost effective, and life would be beautiful.
Sure.
Now, what actually happened was we ended up with multi-cloud. We've still got networks. We've still got on-prem. And so it's led to more complexity, more risk, and uncontrolled costs. And so customers are really frustrated and really challenged by the amount of difficulty that are now having managing their risk and security in these environments.
So I can say, I believe you found the opportunity with LinkShadow to cover this gap in the Europe region and UK as well. So from there, I would like to ask you, what do you see in LinkShadow particularly solving these issues and solving these gaps you just mentioned that?
Well, as you can imagine, I did a lot of due diligence, and the things that attracted me to LinkShadow, and obviously talking to customers and partners and the team. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement and the amazing growth that's happening around LinkShadow. So I'm pleased to be part of that and coming into this with a lot of the work already done. Right. But really, it was the fact that LinkShadow is sort of taking a multi-pronged approach to, first and foremost, combining the challenges surrounding identity, data, and the network.
This is our mission here in LinkShadow, true?
Yeah, and so if you think about that from a customer standpoint, but then the other thing with LinkShadow is the recognition that it's not all about LinkShadow. Mm-hmm. There's no single vendor that's going to solve this problem. So what customers need, and all customers, if you look at the statistics, something like 70 plus tools are used in their SOC from 20 plus vendors.
Oh, yeah.
They have a integration problem, they have an automation problem, and they need to break down these silos. And if you think about LinkShadow, the hint is in the name.
Oh yeah,
linking those sort of interesting activities that would typically not be seen by the standard security tools, but that are lying in the shadows, and linking all those pieces together and presenting them as risks and threats to customers and partners is really the difference that I've seen in LinkShadow, and certainly being here and being on demonstrations and evaluations with customers and partners. That's what seems to be shining through for me.
I believe what you have just mentioned just touched the exact point that LinkShadow and mission that LinkShadow is focusing on, Russ. Today, we've seen multiple technologies. Customers are having a lot of security tools, and they will never stop purchasing more, right? As the technology is evolving, as the world is evolving, cyber attacks are evolving as well. So we need to keep up to this speed piece that they are evolving with, especially with the AI now. I've been attending multiple keynote sessions, panel discussions, where CISOs never missed a word in the last 12 months, which is AI. And I would like to hear it from you. What is your thoughts about AI when it comes in the region that you are handling now?
Well, it is the hottest topic on the planet at the moment.
Oh yeah.
And it would have been remiss of me not to consider looking and maybe even considering working for some of these new sort of AI latest trendy organizations that are claiming to solve world hunger.
Right.
But the reality is that if you actually look at the challenges that customers are facing, and LinkShadow has been using, I've known LinkShadow for over a decade, and LinkShadow's been using AI and ML throughout the whole journey. And it's an organization that is using AI and ML to solve real world problems. It's not doing it because it's trendy and it's topical. And furthermore, if you look at what Gartner are really sort of focused on and advising customers, is that there's no single vendor that's going to be able to solve all of their problems. And so what LinkShadow has been focused on is being vendor agnostic and creating a platform and what's called the CyberMesh X. And so think of it as a mesh, because you're trying to manage a mess, right?
Yeah.
So it's a mesh architecture that's driven through APIs to bring in all of the customer's technologies and break down those silos. Now, you mentioned AI, and I just want to expand on this point a little bit by saying that what LinkShadow has done is, if you look at the industry around, network detection response, maybe user entity behavioral analytics, UEBA, maybe even some of the identity threat detection response, or even the data security posture management, which are all areas that LinkShadow excels in. If you look at all of those areas, a lot of the models are closed, they're black boxes, and customers don't even know what these things are doing.
True.
And what I've noticed with LinkShadow, and what's borne out to be true in the situations that I'm now involved in, is that the customers have the ability to see everything that's happening in the model, and then LinkShadow has added the ability for customers to be able to add their own data and integrate other AI-capable security tools into LinkShadow's AI models and train them on unrelated use cases to LinkShadow, and do this with no code in a fully controlled manner. Very easy to use and very easy to do. And I've not seen this in any other technology, not when you consider the 150 plus integrations that LinkShadow is doing across the industry today.
This is one of our key points here, being a user-friendly to our customers today. Today, I don't want to bring more headaches to them. We want to bring something that is easy for them to use, to utilize, to understand the logic behind it. And this is what LinkShadow is doing here today. Now, if I want to go further, I heard you saying multi-cloud and how people have moved there to multi-cloud environments, especially in Europe, and how this tricked us all in the beginning, as you just mentioned. We thought it's one cloud provider and everybody will be safe. Unfortunately, it's not the scenario we're living here today. Attackers are utilizing these cloud providers because they understand it's not protected well yet. So they try to steal whatever you have there, whatever workloads data. And speaking about data, any laws, any requirements are needed from UK, Europe. I'm sure the European regulations are very strict when it comes to data privacy, and how we can solve these issues from your opinion through LinkShadow.
Yes, I mean, the UK and Europe, Asia Pacific, even across the Middle East and the US, it's becoming highly regulated, and data governance is key. However, customers sometimes lack the resource and the expertise, and so it's this hand-holding that they're looking for, and they're looking for to be able to have their analysts access information, perhaps without huge amounts of experience, because those analysts are hard to get and they cost a huge amount and they're hard to retain. This is a problem in all SOCs today. So what they're looking for is organizations that can help them. So in the case of LinkShadow, we have our shadow services where we can provide all manner of support and assistance, delivery, but more importantly, a capability to remotely manage and respond to the customer activity that's happening in the LinkShadow systems. True. And then we have the Shadow GPT, where we're implemented the agentic AI as part of the platform so that now analysts can ask plain English questions of the system and they'll get the results. And then coming back to the cloud for a second, because we're seeing a lot of vendors are really pushing their customers to the cloud, because if they could have a SaaS managed multi-customer environment, it's more profitable and it's easier for them. But customers are concerned about data sovereignty. They're concerned about, they haven't just got one cloud, they've got multiple. So they want choice, and they want to be able to have maybe the system on-prem, maybe to have a appliance where it's necessary. Maybe they want to have a sensor as a virtual sensor. Maybe they want sensors in the cloud that are looking at the aspects that we've talked about today. So the flexibility around the architecture is paramount. And again, that's a big area that I see that the company's excelling at.
I hope we can see success with all the words you just mentioned now, because I believe you have just picked the right words to describe why LinkShadow is so important and how we can add a great value whenever we go to our customers' environment, whether they purchased one of our solutions or the entire platform to work as an ecosystem. Because as you mentioned today, together, we cannot compete all the attacks. It's always better together. And this is what we have telling everybody from our ecosystem of the vendors. We want to work with everyone to complete a full picture against all the attacks. We are the defenders here. These people are attackers. So the best thing we need to do is how to defend ourselves better and how to be proactive with our AI as well. I guess, Ross, you covered the entire part of it, of LinkShadow, and you just joined. I believe we have a good journey to spread it together now. From now on, I believe a lot of victories will come to LinkShadow through you. We'll be able to protect more people and feel good about it. Anything else you would like to add, Ross?
No, I think we've pretty much covered everything. I want to thank you for your hospitality and welcoming me and the team and everything that we've been doing over this week. And I just look forward to getting out there and getting it done.
Well, I hope to enjoy the rest of the journey with us, Ross. Thank you so much. And here you go to another great episode with Ross this time. And see you in the next episode of LinkShadow Talks.